So one of the things that drew us to this house was its front porch. We have a front porch that's over 30 feet long, and it's absolutely wonderful to spend time out here. However, over this past winter, we've noticed that the rails, they've started to kind of rot and decay and actually even fall completely apart. And so when that kind of stuff starts happening, it seems that it's easy to just let everything go. And so today, we're going to fix that. You guys ready?
Yep. Yeah.
So everything was rocking along real good right up until the point that we found this out. So I pulled this out, got these rails cut loose, only to find out that that post apparently is optional. Not real sure what we're gonna do about it yet, but I'm sure we'll figure out a solution. All right, so it turns out that last night after we took out the porch rails, we realized that we forgot to get some measurements on it. And if you remember, we already loaded those things up. And where did we put them?
The dumpster.
We took them to the dumpster. So that means
we get to go dumpster diving.
Okay, so who's going in?
Me.
I'm glad we have willing participants.
Let's go.
Okay, hold on. Let me get in there first, because you know I'm nimble and fit
And young.
and young.
Don't fall. Please don't fall.
Not so bad.
I feel like they're away a perfectly good couch.
All right, if you've never been inside of a dumpster, here it is. I needed to measure the distance between these rails.
Okay, I know how to
Not
open
doing
it.
that.
Can I open this up?
I look so far away.
Please don't fall. We have a porch to build.
Dad, don't fall.
I wish I had something to put my feet on. That'd be helpful.
Okay, I know.
Oh God, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
What the-
Oh, Dad.
Oh gosh.
Oh. Hey. Oh.
Woo. So it turns out I need some 14-foot boards, and I don't know if you ever tried to find those at Lowe's that are straight, but it's not easy to do.
So we've had people tell us, you guys need a full-size truck. You guys, silly. We don't need a truck. We have a Suburban.
That's right. 16-foot 2x4s from the dash to the back. Our next step is we're going to start cutting out the vertical pieces for the porch rails, and basically we're just going to batch out a whole ton of them because we got 30-40 feet of porch rails to build. So we're going to get started on that now. Well, and then there were none. Turns out my helpers are going to go see Nana. So Just me and Mama doing this now.
So since we're going ahead and building the new porch rails, I thought we'd go ahead and freshen up the paint up here. That is one of the easiest ways to transform a space, I've said it before, is with paint, and I think that goes with the outside as well. If you say you want to do the underneath of your porch as well, but you don't know what color it is, see if you can take a sample to one of the big box stores, Lowe's or Home Depot, and they can get pretty close. And with it being underneath the porch, it doesn't have to be a exact match. You just want to get really, really close.
So it turns out if you set all of your pieces that you cut out where you're going to be working, you get to move all those so that you can now set up and actually just mark.
I need a star stick.
You always talk like a hobbit.
I do. They call me Jessica the Hobbit. And I hop it all over.
You what? What's that again?
I hop it.
No.
I hop it.
No.
I hop it. Hop it. Life would be boring without me.
You
It
think
would have
so?
been very boring life.
The best part is that the camera was on.
Oh no, it's not.
It's still on. So it's at this point that you may realize that one of these things is not like the other. Basically, I've got some treated pine that we picked up. This stuff was like $10 a piece for 8-foot 2x4s right now. Lumber is crazy high, as everybody knows. This is cedar that I actually got from my dad, who has a sawmill. So that's always helpful. Thanks, Dad. These are 2x4s out of red cedar. So I figured, why not use those and save a boatload of money, because this is all just going to be painted white, just like the old ones were. So yeah, we're going to get started with that.
I've gotten 2 coats up around the trim area, so if we want to go to dinner, we can probably just go like we are. We're not going over fancy.
I don't know about going like we are. I kind of look like I just crawled out of a dumpster.
Well, you kind of did.
So this is what we do. This is what our date nights have become. Going to Home Depot after we go to Olive Garden. So it turns out that Home Depot closes at 9. Which is in like 9 minutes. And Lowe's closes at 10. That doesn't even make any sense. Now we're going to Lowe's because they're open. Even though I actually probably don't like them as much. I don't know, which one do you guys like better? Let us know in the comments below. Alright, so our porch rails are completely built. We have on these shorter rails, I put on the top where the screws went through, I put an indoor-outdoor wood filler, and then I started questioning how good that was actually going to be. So on the longer rails, I've gone in and I've put wood plugs. And now I'm going to go through, I'm going to cut those off. And then after I get those cut off, I'll go ahead and I'll sand all these down, and they're going to be ready for prime and paint. So we've got the first coat of primer put on, but honestly, it took an hour or two to do, and it was kind of brutal. And we did that, we brushed it on purpose because we were trying to, because it's really windy today. We've kind of decided we're going to try to spray the actual paint on in between the wind, just because I can't imagine putting 2 or 3 coats on doing what we just did. Okay, so if you're ever in a tight spot, this is an impact that's a 90-degree angle impact from Milwaukee. It's 12 volt. It works out really good for a lot of these tighter spots. Then also too, another thing we wish we would have done is on this side, we didn't have a good reference point. We wish we would have struck a line where the old one was at, where the old porch rails were at. If we'd have struck a line on this wall, we'd know exactly where to come back to. As it stands, we kind of have to eyeball it. If you remember at the beginning of the video, we had one of the posts that was just kind of flopping around. Well, I've done a little more digging into it, and it's definitely rotted at the bottom. So we're going to head to Home Depot. We're going to see if we can find a new cedar post to put in there, because I really want to be able to just do this right and be done with it. So that's the next step in this whole process.
Okay, so we're back from getting the post. So we tried to go the cheaper route, which was at Lowe's. It was about $10 cheaper, but they looked horrible. So bad. They were twisted, they were bowed, they just looked bad. So we did go to Home Depot and ended up getting it there. I personally, like, it kind of kills me inside a little bit to have to paint this because I love the look of Western cedar, but sometimes you have to do what you gotta do.
Jessica's telling me just wiggle it like a tooth. Putting in posts like this and trying to get an exact fit is not super easy. One of the things I didn't take into consideration was the fact that the porch is sloping away. And so the first time I tried to hammer this in and I was getting my measurements, I was starting from this side and trying to hammer it in. The problem was it made it to where when I finally got it to the right length, it was actually too short. And when I say, I'm talking about by like half a blade's width too short. Because I was just taking about a half a blade width off at a time to just try to get this thing here. Because you have to get it in here without destroying the post and all that stuff. So basically, I took the bandsaw and I cut a thin, I'm talking about a paper thin sliver of this cedar that I had a piece left. I didn't cut it across the grain. I cut it with the grain like you would if you were resawing a board. Just a paper thin piece. And then I CA glued and wood glued it to the top piece here. And that gave me just enough of the height that I had lost in one of those cuts to bring it back in and it to be a good solid tight fit. So the rails are finished and they are installed, and I couldn't be happier. I think really the biggest thing that I would say for anybody doing this kind of stuff is to just give yourself some grace. When you're doing DIY remodel type work, you're dealing with a house that most likely is a little older and is probably not exactly perfect, and then years of things settling or moving and shifting a little bit here and there. So when you come from a world of, like, before we bought this house, I was doing a lot of building furniture and refinishing furniture. And when I build a cabinet, I build a desk, I build anything that I build, a bed, it doesn't matter. Anything that I build, it's square and it's true and it's perfect. In this case, sometimes it's harder to do. Sometimes it's a matter of taking and saying, I'm going to split the difference between what looks right to my eye and what's level. Because sometimes what's level doesn't look right because maybe the wall is not square, or something that looks square maybe doesn't look right because of how something else lands. We ran into that some with our flooring when we did our flooring in our house. Obviously, don't just hammer it together to where it just looks like, you know, junk. But, like, take some time and get it right. Get the things right that you can get right. The next thing that we're going to do on this front porch, and be sure and check back for this, but Jessica is going to style this porch up, and she is going to do some more painting. She's got some planters and some other stuff that she's going to refinish and kind of breathe some new life into, as well as the swing that I'm sitting on. So be sure and check back for that, because that'll be coming just in the next few weeks. Really appreciate you guys subscribing and hitting that like button. It means a lot. We're seeing a little bit of traction on our channel, and so that's nice. And so I'm extremely grateful for those of you guys that take the time each week and you watch what we're doing, you see what we're doing, you keep up with what we're doing. All of the craziness that's going on here, it means the world to me. It means the world to Jess and our family, and we're going to continue to do this as long as you guys will continue to watch it. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, all of the things, you know what they are. I really appreciate those things. Once again, extremely humbled, extremely grateful. Hope you guys have a great week, and we will see you next time.